Well, good evening, everybody. Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network. And in a continuing effort to continue to grow the sport of lacrosse here in Brevard County, we obviously look for many different avenues with which to do that. And about a month and a half ago, one Jordan Moss, and a lot of you I know are very familiar with Jordan, and I spoke about getting together, partnering up, and doing some things here on Brevard Sports Network on behalf of Liftoff Lacrosse, and that has come to fruition as we begin to embark on this. But I wanted to introduce Jordan and Liftoff Lacrosse to all of you tonight. So without further ado, please help me welcome Jordan Moss here on Brevard Sports Network. And Jordan, first of all, welcome. Second of all, thank you very much. And so let's get going with, tell us about you, Jordan.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me, Alan.
Yeah.
I've seen Brevard Sports Network for a number of years and what you guys do, and it looks fantastic, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So I moved down from Long Island, New York. I played lacrosse all throughout my high school career, wanted to get into coaching immediately, and what better place than Brevard County. I came down here when Rockledge first had their program start. I was there the very first day and did that for about 6 years and had a really good run there with a couple of great players, great coaches. And it's blossomed from there. I've met a lot of good people along the way from other schools, the referees, other coaches, players, and it's just been a lot of fun.
You know, Jordan, the one thing that impresses me about you is your absolute love and passion for the game of lacrosse. Now, for those that don't know, if you don't know anything about the Northeast or the Mid-Atlantic, it's not football, or I should say college football. It is lacrosse. I mean, that is the sport, Jordan. This is the sport that student athletes fall in love with at a young age. They want to play, and they all go on to be very successful at it. Maybe not, all to the collegiate level, but they love the game to a certain degree. And if you're from the Northeast, you better love the game of lacrosse. So how about your passion? Where has that come from?
Well, my passion really comes from watching kids succeed, bringing my knowledge of the game or whatever I do know from personal training, private training, or team strategies and such. I really have a lot of fun with it, and I love watching these kids succeed. I put my knowledge onto them, and they take it from there, and they get to new levels and new heights. And like I said, at Rockledge, we had a lot of good years, and the competition is so great. I've been a part of it for a long time, and like you said, just like how high school sports have big football games down here and big baseball games, that's how it is down here. Up where I'm from, the lacrosse games, the entire town will shut down and go to the local high school game. So it's a really big deal up there, and I'm trying to move that down this way.
I didn't play lacrosse. I was a hockey guy and a football guy and a baseball guy up north, but I did go to lacrosse games. I went to I remember when box lacrosse first started at the Baltimore Arena. I went to Hopkins to watch games, went to Loyola. I've been all over Baltimore watching lacrosse games. I went to the NCAA Final Four back up there way back when they held it at M&T Bank Stadium. So even though I didn't play the game, I did watch it. I never learned it like I should have, but I loved being there and being a part of the environment. All right, let's talk about Liftoff Lacrosse. Tell me about, I know it was launched in 2023. What was the inspiration behind Liftoff Lacrosse, and what do you want to accomplish with it?
Well, I noticed that Brevard County is really on the cusp of being very competitive, and these players just need every avenue that they can possibly get their hands on to increase their game knowledge, their skills, and their competition level. So it doesn't, when your season ends with the high school, it doesn't end. It should not end. You should be doing lacrosse things year round, because that's how you get good. You need to be playing in the off season as much as possible with your stick in hand, doing drills, just having a catch with people. So I'm looking to make this a year round thing where I can get kids to come along, train in groups, private sessions, one-on-one, if that's what they need. a lot of kids, they have their team practice, but sometimes the coaches, and it's not the coach's fault, but you can't give the one-on-one focus to one kid when you have an entire team you got to focus on. So I'm looking to do those things and really give you the one-on-one footwork, stick skills, passing, catching, getting your game to be perfected at the smallest level.
And what you're doing, Jordan, is really kind of the next step in this process that you and others in this community, around the state of Florida, because as you said, you were there from day one when lacrosse began as a sanctioned sport. I think day one it was still a club sport, and then a few years later, right, it became an FHSAA sport. So how have you seen this sport grow in this county skill-wise?
Well, my first year at Rockledge was a lot of guys coming to the team. I was coaching the boys at the time, and they would come into the high school team in ninth grade as a freshman, and they didn't have any skill training prior to it. Not everybody, some of them did. But as a whole, it seemed like I had to teach kids how to cradle the ball, how to pass and catch, which are things that I learned when I was 6, 7 years old.
Right.
And we need to get to the lower levels and bring them up so that they're prepared for their high school season better. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to get them at the lowest level, young, start them young, get them ready. So by the time they're at high school, their coaches won't have to worry about, hey, we got to teach you how to hold the ball, how to hold the stick. I'm going to get that going for you. That's my goal.
And of course, for those of you watching, you have seen the contact information for Liftoff Lacrosse on the bottom of the screen. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Jordan with any questions whatsoever. As Jordan begins to Jordan is offering these sessions, and you'll see what's available coming up on Brevard Sports Network. Jordan, these one-on-one skills and training sessions that you'll be offering, that, for a lot of these student athletes around here, you're absolutely right. It's no different than what the football player here in the state of Florida, and we all know what the football player means to the state of Florida, goes and does during the offseason when they hire these running back coaches or these defensive back coaches for training up at Vieira Regional Park or wherever it is that they do it. That's the importance of this. If you want to hone your game, you love this sport, and you really want to get better at it, this is what you're offering, correct?
That's absolutely correct. I'm looking to do events as well, not just private training. I can do that every week, and we can have fun with that. But there's events that I want to hold too, such as tournaments, such as camps, clinics, big group sessions. I would like to bring talent, and that comes from either coaches or current NCAA players. I know a lot of people in the game. I want to bring them here. I want to show the kids here what the next level looks like. So I want to go and do that. I want to play in college. I want to be this guy. So I'm going to bring these guys in here and show them what it's like. And then it'll get them excited and it'll get them prepared.
So, again, liftofflacrosse.com, the information on the bottom of the screen. So if I were a coach of this sport or somebody of that magnitude or nature, are you looking for those to help with this? Would you like them to be in touch as well?
Yes, that was my next thing. So once the high school season's over, I understand that these high school coaches have their teams right now. They're still in season. It should be coming up to an end pretty soon, correct? I think districts should be starting in the next week or two, I would assume.
Absolutely.
Once their season's over, I'm more than happy to have these coaches, whether it's the Vieira coach, let's have the Vieira coach come down and do a clinic with just for example, the Edgewood coach. And now I'll hold a clinic where these two coaches come together and you can see different styles of coaching because not every coach does the same thing. There's no proper formula to succeeding. As I've always said, 1 + 3 = 4, 2 + 2 = 4. 6 - 2 = 4. There's multiple ways to get to the same answer. And sometimes a kid will hear it from one coach and maybe it doesn't stick. And it sticks with another coach showing them their way. And I would like to bring all of these together and mesh it so that it's one big pot.
And Jordan, this isn't just about the student athletes either. I mean, I know I would still love to get out there and play hockey and football. I'm a little old, but you're still a young guy. I know you still play. How do you do that?
I don't feel that young, but thank you. But I understand. So I actually am creating a men's league too. It's just a pickup league right now. Hopefully it becomes something a lot more serious in the future where we have teams and we can travel and enter some local tournaments and such. But at the Blue Tornado Sports Arena, right next to the Iceplex in Rockledge, I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with that, but it's a beautiful walled-in box turf field. It's outdoors right next to the Iceplex and the field. And I'm going to be running the pickup games there. I'll be playing myself. I know that the Vieira JV coach, Logan War, is going to be playing also.
Nice.
So there's a lot of guys that graduate and then, oh, what do we do now? We can't play. Well, I'm trying to offer something. And it's minimal money, $10 to come and play for an hour and a half. We'll have a referee eventually. We got lights on because it'll be in the Sunday evenings, possibly every other week. The first one is this weekend. Sunday, 7 p.m. You have to sign up on the website. You have to have a U.S. Lacrosse membership and all that stuff to be insured. And it's just going to be a fun time. Nothing too crazy, no major contact, but just a lot of skills and lacrosse.
Well, we're going to have to get up there Sunday night and check this out. I'd love to see it. Jordan, appreciate that. Appreciate that bit of information. Listen, I love the last line of your page on liftofflacrosse.com. where it says, join us in the pursuit of excellence and the elevation of lacrosse in our community. Because, you know, we've seen volleyball, beach volleyball, really explode. I really believe, and listen, soccer, 19 high school teams to the playoffs. Soccer's big in this county.
Absolutely.
I believe we have the student athletes in this county to really make a nice run at lacrosse. You know, I take a team like MCC, and I look at MCC this year, and they're 7-4, Jordan, and they've got a lot of football players that are playing lacrosse. Mm-hmm. And this is a program over the last 2 years that, quite honestly, hasn't done very much at all, but they've got a guy and a coach over there who loves the sport, who loves teaching the sport. They bring out a bunch of football players, they start learning the game, they fall in love with it, and this is what can happen.
Yep, that's actually what happens. You don't need to be a lacrosse player to become a lacrosse player. You just need to be an athlete and willing to learn, willing to work, willing to soak in every ounce of information that you can get from your coaches. There's a lot of soccer. It's a lot of running in soccer. It's a lot of running in lacrosse. It's similar. The lacrosse strategy actually is very much like basketball in the sense where basketball's 5-on-5 on a small court. Lacrosse is 6-on-6 on a big field. But as far as pick and rolls and dodges and all those things are very, very similar. So it could be translatable to other sports. And all these kids need is to try it out. And I can almost guarantee you that you become obsessed with it immediately.
Our very own Jackson Robb, I can remember when he picked up a lacrosse stick for the first time and fell in love with it. And he's now really, beginning to excel at the game. And it's been fun to watch Jackson's progress. Jordan, as we get set to wrap up here, what are a couple of things that are of utmost importance to you, to Liftoff Lacrosse, that we must leave this conversation with everyone knowing?
Well, it's getting this stuff throughout the off season and keeping a stick in your hand and training as much as possible is going to get you to the next level. It's simply not enough. Even when I was coaching at Rockledge, I would tell these guys, listen, when we're done with this season, you need to be playing in the summer, the fall, all the way through to the next season in order to keep your game where it's at and get to the next level. And I'm offering that to you, whether it's private training, group training, clinics, camps. I have 2 summer camps I'm aiming for right now, one at the end of June and one at the end of July. The dates, I'll get those to you as soon as I can, of course.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to have these guys come down and these girls come down that have played NCAA. I have a lot of family members, personal friends that I know very personally, and they're willing to come down here and help out this cause. I use an app called Team Reach. I don't know if you've ever seen that or heard of it from other communities, but
I have.
They're very supportive of what I have going on. I contacted them, and basically, you join my page on Team Reach. With the code Liftoff. It's all on the website, the information, and that way you can see updates. You can book appointments. Training sessions, and we can close it out if you want a private session. We can open it up to more people joining, so you can meet new people, meet new friends. And we're all just going to grow the game together, and we're going to excel at the sport and get it to the next level. I can promise you.
No doubt, elevation of the sport here in Brevard County as it continues to grow, and Brevard Sports Network is extremely honored to be a part of what Liftoff Lacrosse will be doing here moving forward. Jordan, we cannot thank you enough. And the other thing I want to emphasize too is not just for boys; it's for girls too as well. So
Absolutely, yeah. Girls, boys, any age level. Also, I'm working on younger stuff right now because the high school's in season, but I want to work with the high school kids. I want to work with middle school. So even if you've never picked up a stick before, you have no idea what's going on. I just had a kid come that's never done anything before, and at the end of our hour-and-a-half session, passing, catching, shooting, and the guy he was like, "This is fun," and he will be back. And that's what I'm going to do. If you don't know what you're doing yet, I'll make sure you do by the end of our first session.
I absolutely love it. Jordan Moss, thank you so much for taking some time with us here tonight, and we look forward to working with you here in the very near future.
Thank you. This was a pleasure. Appreciate it.
All right. Again, all of the information you've seen on the bottom of the screen there, and stay tuned for dates of events, camps, and all of that. You'll see Liftoff Lacrosse appearing on Brevard Sports Network quite frequently. For Jordan Moss, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.